This is going to be the first episode of the Tantrum podcast. What we're going to call it, we'll find out once the thumbnail appears and it ends up on YouTube.
Nothing offensive, it won't be offensive.
No.
Because we're not.
This is going to be mostly family friendly. However,
PG.
We are all drinking booze here at this point, so
apart from me.
It might get slightly tasty. Yeah, Bill's on the alcohol-free. Rest of it on.
Campai.
Camp, alright.
I'm pissed already.
What is everybody drinking?
I'm ashamed to admit that I've got a hipster beer.
So,
Oh,
it's terrible, Steve.
I know, it's bad, isn't it?
A Heineken alcohol.
How more vegan can you get? Is it vegan?
Yes.
Jack and Coke, obviously.
Budweiser.
Oh,
I thought George had been on the broom.
Not since they stopped making it in Newcastle, I don't drink.
Oh, but that's a bit shake, isn't it?
Well, they can't exactly call it Tadcaster brown ale, can they?
Call it what?
It's made in Tadcaster in Yorkshire now. So they can't call it Tadcaster brown ale, can they?
That's what we'll call it, a Tadcast.
Taddy Brown.
Tadcast. Tadcast.
It is. As the first of many.
Well, let's get Tadger on this one.
Tadger's fine, aye. Tadger's fine.
oh yeah.
Is there a bleep button on there?
No, you can say all kinds of stuff. I'll even let you away with saying cunt. That's allowed.
Tell you what I could have. You know, remember on Beatles About? Well, not only would they beep the profanity, they put a beep speech bubble over them. That'll be fun.
I thought that was a bit tasteless with the use of the hand there, Richie. You can't come on, fucking Beatle, isn't it?
Oh, no, that's it.
Sick bastard.
For anybody who's watching, hopefully there'll be quite a few of you. We're going to try and do this as a semi-regular thing, probably once a week, something like that. We're going to have a little bit of discussion about some topical music-y things and what we're up to and stuff, and then just a bit of general banter.
All about the bands.
Yeah. So I think to begin with, we kind of have to start talking about probably the biggest thing that's happened in music in the past week, which is Puddle of Mud's Nirvana cover.
We fucking hate this.
Wes Scantler looked like he was going to die.
I will point out one thing with regards to that. Obviously, it's gone very, very popular, and I noticed yesterday that they've hidden it in YouTube listings. So while you can still view it, if you search for it, you can't see it.
Well,
I found it.
I wonder what's made them do that.
So I bet their Spotify playlists or count goes up. What was their song again? She hates me.
She fucking hates me.
Aye, that was it. She fucking hates me.
In their defence, I actually quite like the song Blurry.
Oh, I remember.
Oh, that was the other one, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was three. There was the one Steve Swanson mentioned. There was Blurry, and there was Control.
I don't remember that one.
Yeah.
I'll need to listen.
I like the way you stack my ass.
I like Blurry. Blurry had all the harmonic-y stuff through it.
That's right, yeah.
Nice. That was good.
The thing I saw when I like watching that thing that I didn't really get was that this guy seems to have built his entire career on copying Kurt Cobain.
Mm.
But then when it comes to the crunch, he can't fucking do it.
Was it not like...
Wasn't he Fred Durst's nephew or something?
No, I thought he was supposed to be Kurt Cobain's cousin or something like that.
Oh, is he?
Well, I mean, that's record company speak, and it was probably bollocks, but they were trying to sell them desperately at the time because they had like an association with Limp Bizkit as well. They did. They were like affiliated with Limp Bizkit in some way.
Fred just appeared in one of their videos.
He was in everyone's video.
He appeared in he was in everybody's video.
Not in any of ours.
Whatever happened to Limp Bizkit? Are they still in the go?
They're still going, yeah.
Aye.
I
would go and see them, like, just for the back.
That's last year, didn't it?
The Fusty Biscuit now.
The what?
Fusty Biscuit now.
Fusty Biscuit.
Is it still the same guys?
I think
it's the original lineup, yeah.
I know Wes Borland left at one point.
He left and then came back. He only left for like 3 years or something. It wasn't a long time.
And then they sacked it and then they came back. The big reunion.
And I had the guitar player from Snot for a little while.
Remember they done a cover of Bittersweet Symphony by The Verve. It was
Limp Bizkit then?
Yeah, and I think it was in like 2006. It was him like rapping at some point, and then they sampled that bit in, and Fred Durst is singing Bittersweet Symphony.
Never heard that.
And this, boys and girls, is why nu metal was a terrible thing. All of these reasons.
New metal.
I'll need to try and find it. I don't know if it was some sort of whatever. You know what they're like.
New metal was a weird thing because, like, at the time when it was out, I was getting really into kind of. Again, I was a massive Van Halen fan at the time, still am. But you couldn't find like proper old school metal anywhere. Everything was
shocking.
The one thing, guitar playing and everything down tuned and stuff, and a couple of years later, here we are, and it's completely out of fashion. And although it's probably going to make a comeback, I think people have been talking about a new metal comeback for a couple.
Yes, it needs to be retro. It's not retro yet.
Was it like every
5 years?
Every 10 years you get like a retro return? Is that how it works generally?
I don't know if it's even 10 years. I think it's probably even less than that now.
It's been two decades since it peaked, so.
Has it been 20 years now, is it? Jesus.
Yeah, we're old as shit.
No, I'm old as shit.
Yeah, you are fucking old as shit.
You don't look at Billy.
Right, so I was fresh out of high school when that bloody crap started piling up the charts. Dark days, I'm like.
You have to kind of, I suppose, look in the positives. At the time, it was the only thing you found with like heavy guitars.
It was the closest thing you were going to get, yeah.
Because nobody else was doing shit at the time.
It was a dark fucking time.
If your supply lines were MTV and Radio 1 and Kerrang and things like that. At the time, I had a mate who was getting all of the bands that were popular in Europe on cassette for me, so I was getting bands like Stratovarius and Children of Bodom.
Hammerfall.
Like nu metal was popular.
It was all very underground, though,
That's the difference between Europe and like the States and the UK, though. Europe doesn't even give a fuck about like fashion. Like metal's never really went out of fashion there. South America too. But here it's always like it needs to be
has
like
mullet.
Neither has what?
Neither has mullets.
Mullets, I thought you said Miller.
And mustache.
So where are mullets still popular than Swansea?
Texas.
Just watch any German football on TV. There, you'll see the whole crowd. Just watch the crowd.
So do you think supporters of Borussia Dortmund have got shrines of Pat Sharp on their walls?
Just the twins.
One house indeed.
So Puddle of Mud. That was we can agree it was. Is it legit?
I think so.
I think it's legit.
I'm going to have to be incredibly careful here because this is going to go on the internet. So
Stu, now allegedly. Remember the word allegedly. It's your get out of jail card.
How can I word this? To me, it carries the hallmark of a man who's a bit over fond of the Peruvian marching powder.
Allegedly.
Because you know, like the gack throat when you're trying to hit that note and you're coming out with
yeah.
That's a bit mucousy in the throat there, and that's a bit of drippage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He does have form.
Maybe his carer was standing in the corner, just waiting for him to finish. Right, son, that's it now. You've done good. Come on.
The greatest thing about that video is the guitar player, his face, because he's trying to keep it in really hard. It's brilliant.
It was kind of predictable. One of the popular YouTube guitar players would do a reaction video, and I kid you not, within 24 hours of that thing peaking its popularity, there's a Jared Dines reaction video, which is quite funny.
The only thing that would have made it better is if they had that boy Jonas on the guitar doing the solo.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Well,
Yeah.
and that's
that covered.
he had a neck like Deirdre Barlow when he was singing as well.
He had a neck like Deirdre Barlow.
Ken!
Ken! We go down road.
We could probably just slag this for indefinitely. I mean, I'm still getting mileage out of that Jonas guy, and that's been a couple of years. And every time it comes back up in my memories, I get the full-blown hysterics all over again. And this will be the same.
He lost his place, didn't he? He was like, where's the pentatonic minor again? Oh, fuck.
He never had the place in the first place, man.
You've only got to know 5 notes.
What's happened is there's been somebody backstage, had a couple of drinks, and his guitar wasn't maybe plugged in, and he plugged it in for a laugh, and fucked him right up. That's what's happened there. Your man Jonas has pumped the sound engineer's missus or something, and that's revenge. That's what that's.
Good wholesome boys there.
With the Jonas brothers.
Aye. Did they not have the Christian influence? Or am I thinking somebody else?
No, I think are you thinking of Hanson maybe?
No, Hanson.
They were a Jesus band.
Aye, they were a Jesus band. No,
I mean, they've all got the hint of it about the whiff of it about them, haven't they? Really?
It's like going back to Limp Bizkit when I bought one of their. Well, I had a few of their albums, but you'd look in the booklet from the CD and you'd like to thank God, and then the next, God was always first for some reason.
On the hot dog, the flavoured water and chocolate starfish, they're thanking God.
God's got nothing to do with that, mate. God almighty.
Jesus, fucking rolling the stone away.
Jesus fucking wept.
Not going to church tomorrow.
Nah. I'll not be out.
Churches are closed. It's quarantine.
Churches are always open in times of crisis, except when it's dangerous.
And if they open it, they've probably got arrows going up the fucking
the queue.
Queues, you know.
If you're an altar boy, no.
Spaces on the pew, so you got to see a few in it.
2 meters apart.
Yeah. Social distancing from the priest and altar boys.
Oh, only you could comment on that, couldn't you?
Just pray for the virus to go away.
Well, did you see that evangelist? The video of the evangelist, that's a nut at that point.
He was a creepy looking little fuck him.
Was that
Still the one that's made me laugh the most is that Israeli health minister who stated that coronavirus, COVID-19 in present form, was punishment for being homosexual. And then he gets it himself. Yeah,
that's karma.
Theme.
Karma's a bitch.
Yeah.
That's what happens when God's watching. Can't hide that.
dirty bastard.
Let's get off the topic of God. Let's
We're
move on. I think
we're on quite shaky ground at the minute.
get into this now.
Right, so
Let's move it on.
we're going to do the main theme of today's show is going to be defending an album that everybody else hates that you love. Tell us why it's awesome and why people should listen to it. So we're going to start, I think, with because I'm kind of the lead video here. I'm going to start just go round the clock. So Swanson's up first.
Yeah.
First box.
Right, okay. Let's see. I've got it actually here. So
Keep the
anybody
faith.
take a guess? Can anybody
Keep the faith. Oh no!
Yeah.
Wait. Let's take a guess.
take a guess?
Definitely, maybe.
Standing on the shoulder of the Giants.
Yep. The Oasis.
Nope, it's not Oasis. Come on, Stu, you'll get it.
The Who, isn't it?
You actually probably might like this one. I think you do.
Yeah, if this is like a Who album, I'm going to be quite disappointed because nobody hates Who. Everybody loves the fucking Who. The Who are great.
Okay, well,
Oh, Chinese democracy.
yeah.
Oh, enough. Good luck.
Yeah, so, the long-awaited album that took 17 years to come out, Chinese Democracy. So, going by the artwork, it's going to be quite hard to defend this, but we have a bicycle here with Guns N' Roses spray painted on the wall.
Topical at the minute though.
And that's
Got it.
all I can sort of say about that one. But the inside has a more sort of communist-looking artwork. Oh, you actually have... Has it got lyrics?
It's almost like that's.
Yeah, you've got actually... No, you've not even got lyrics in it. Fuck, it's just got the... All it's got for under the songs is every single musician that played on each one, and I think there's different musicians on every single song.
95 names.
Because it took 17 years to record, so...
About 100 members of the band.
There wasn't any room for lyrics just because of the personnel, so... Yeah, but quite good.
Have we all heard this album?
I think I had it on once and then
Okay. Cool. And what's the consensus? Does anyone disagree with Swanson?
The track list, Chinese Democracy, it has the same riff through the whole song, and it recycles it during the verse and the choruses, which...
Mind you're defending it.
I know, which I suppose it just shows you can put a different melody over the same song and it works, and you can build it from that way. Shackler's Revenge. That's quite a good one. I think that's not really defending. That's a good one, but that's more a sort of industrial heavy metal, and it's got quite a good guitar solo in it. I think Better is one of the better ones. No pun intended. But
I'm going to jump in a wee bit here because I actually quite like it. It's not Guns N' Roses. I think you have to kind of go into it thinking of it that way. It's an Axl Rose solo album, but I'd say about half the tracks on it are quite good. For me personally, I quite like them.
Well, you have this song, This I Love. There's an interview in 1993 of Axl Rose saying, I've just wrote a new song, it's called This I Love. It's going to be on the next album.
Current, Grunge didn't even happen yet. Fucking hell.
But Better is a great song.
Yeah, Better is a great song. If we're going through them, I would say There Was a Time has a wee bit of a November rainy feel about it.
Twat.
Yeah, IRS, that's got a good solo in it. When I first heard the demo of IRS, obviously I was a big Guns N' Roses fan and it was different, and I was like, how the fuck am I going to play that solo? Because it's just total Buckethead shredding like hell, all this sweet picking shit. And it's like, I can't sweet pick for fuck. So,
That's
I think that's a good one.
I just let off 5 minutes ago at the chance, okay? If the subject's changed by the time I come back, that gets a thumbs down from me.
Well, right, Richie, just keep your camera on. Aye.
But don't take it with you.
So yeah, I don't know.
Choice is made for shite.
But I enjoy it. I can listen to it again and again. So there you go.
Does anybody hate it? Like, appallingly bad?
I don't think it deserves that.
I'm really neither here nor there about it.
Yeah, I don't think it even warrants on my radar to hate it.
Yeah.
Well, it does have a nice a wee bit
Correct the look.
on it. Yeah.
I think it's one of those ones where there's probably a lot. This is probably like another topic we could touch on, but albums that should have been solo records, and that's probably, like you say, one of them.
Really?
Yeah.
It shouldn't have been a Guns album.
I've not got the vinyl, but it just defeats the whole purpose because it's Pro Tool to fuck. So you're not going to get that crisp analog sound because it was just recorded through a computer and then bounced onto the vinyl. So,
but that's every vinyl now. Every band now that brings out a vinyl, they go, "Oh, you get the warm analog sound." No, you don't. It's from the same WAV as the fucking download was from.
They started recording it in like 1994 or something, so it might have
been analog.
Probably. Yeah. 17 years to make. It came out with a lackluster promotion and no music videos whatsoever.
Yeah, that's the thing.
What year did it come out?
It came out 2008.
2008.
With no any hum or haw or anything. It just says, right, it's coming out next week, and it came out, and that was it. It
had been leaked.
Yeah, it got leaked, didn't it?
Yeah.
So they were kind of like forced, I think, really.
I read an interview with Axl Rose as well, because obviously I had all the leaks. Don't arrest me, but and what he said was, I hate it when leaks happen because people fall in love with the sound of the leaks. And when the album actually came out and I bought it, I was like, that doesn't sound like the fucking song. It sounds shit because the demos had, or whatever got leaked, had such a raw feel to them. It sounded actually, it had some energy to it, whereas that was just overproduced. So
I remember hearing the leak track of Better and maybe Catcher in the Rye, I think, as well, and I liked the leaked versions better than when I heard the actual album because there was a bit more guitar playing on them. It wasn't as dense with like layers. It was just a bit raw and it sounded a wee bit more Guns, you know.
The thing is as well, Buckethead basically left once the album was mostly recorded, and then they got Bumblefoot in, and you can tell where he spliced his guitar parts over Buckethead's, and it just doesn't marry properly. It doesn't sound right. The difference between Bumblehead and Buckethead. Buckethead and Bumblefoot. Buckethead actually has some feeling playing. You can feel his playing, whereas Bumblefoot is just too perfect, too on it.
That's not Guns, is it?
I think Bumblefoot's a great guitar player. Like Ron he's good.
There's no feeling.
But Guns N' Roses doesn't want a great guitar player. You don't want a shredhead in Guns. Doesn't work.
We've no got one. DJ Ashby's playing.
Fucking hell, bell plug in a bit. That was a while ago.
Ash was long gone.
He was such a sloppy player. I seen him once when he was with Guns N' Roses, and very sloppy.
Who's that? Ashba?
He's just like a fan that they've picked out of the crowd. Right, you want to play with us, and he knows the songs. Fluffs through them, and that's it.
You get anything to add, Richie, now that you're back? What's your thoughts on Chinese Democracy?
The album, not the lifestyle.
Is it still in China? Probably. You've got a slash guitar, so that says it all.
Have you heard it?
I have heard it. I streamed it. I know that's a frowned upon thing, but I streamed it when streaming services became the norm, and
LimeWire.
I've never heard it since. I think that says it all. No, that's a thumbs down from me. I think that's a god awful record.
You don't get any enjoyment out of it at all.
Absolutely not.
Fair enough.
That's the first hatred.
What about you, Billy? Can you remember anything of it?
I wouldn't even wipe me arse on it in a sleep.
Steve?
Billy,
Again, when it came out, I listened to it, and I probably listened to it. It wasn't as a record on its own. It's not terrible, but it just I can't imagine a time where I would ever want to listen to it.
You think it was released 10 years too late, just with the sound of it as well? That industrial sort of sound.
If that record comes out in 94, 93, 94, then I don't know, maybe it makes things look a lot different, like in terms of the whole landscape of rock and roll. But coming in 2008, nobody was giving a fuck, man.
I think it would still have struggled even back then because it sounds so distant to what Guns were, and music had changed already at that point.
And Nirvana ruined it. Well, basically broke everything, broke the rules for everything. But going back to the Chinese Democracy promotion, it is telling that they never had any music videos for it because it's a totally different band. You've got a guy in a fucking bucket, a KFC bucket on his head.
Yeah. I mean, I think you can tell that you can hear different trends in music happening over the years throughout it. You can hear Nine Inch Nails, you can hear...
Yeah, but as a Guns N' Roses album, it doesn't really work. And I'll add a last wee bit before we move on, but if Guns N' Roses do release, I know we're going to talk about maybe future releases or released albums later on, but if Guns N' Roses do release a new album, I don't think it'll sound like the old Guns N' Roses just because Izzy Stradlin's not there and Steven Adler's not there. So,
do you think Guns will actually put out a new album? I don't know. I don't see it.
Well, did you see them getting back together and staying on the road for this length of time without any hissy fits? I didn't. So you don't know, man.
It's all in contracts, I think. It's Axl knows he has to be there on time or get shafted out of his pay for that gig. It'll be in the contract that Slash and Duff and Axl made. All the rest of them are just hired hands. They'll make their wage. But Slash, Duff and Axl, they're the ones that get their £1 million or $1 million each, and if Axl doesn't turn up on time, he doesn't probably get his $1 million. So it'll be that would be in the conditions.
I think
I don't see them making a record.
I don't either, but I think it was quite telling when, by all accounts, Geffen pretty much pulled the plug financially on him when they were making Democracy, and he was like forced to they just basically said, "You're not getting any more money out of us." And I think from that point, he's probably had to change the way he's to this, that he has to actually deliver now to get.
The thing is, when they started recording it, it was 97 or something, and that was when the big change, where all the record companies, all the independent or small ones, got bought over by the bigger ones, Interscope, which were owned by big conglomerates anyway. So it basically fucked all that. If you're not making money for them, then it's not happening.
A lot of bigger bands just aren't releasing albums anymore, simply because
don't have to.
There's no financial gain for them.
They don't have to, and the money's in the touring. But at the moment, nobody can tour anyway. So.
Yeah, we need to rethink that whole thing.
I think if we get anything out of Guns,
it's perfect time for a Guns N' Roses album.
Yeah,
going to come out next week with no music videos or anything.
You might get maybe like another greatest hits with like a new song in it. Maybe do one song, something like that.
Yeah. I hate when bands do that.
So do I.
The thing is,
I hate that shit.
Well, they done something even worse, which was released an old song that never even made Appetite. Is it Shadow of Your Love? I mean, it is a good song, but it's for the time. And I know why it never fitted on Appetite, because you can just hear how it went. I mean, it's probably better than some of the songs, but as a flow, they are the 12 songs that all work together best. But Shadow Your Love, it is a good song, catchy hook, but re-recording it or how do they call it now when you go back to an old song or redub bits, but they done that and released it as a single with the box set that they released that was like £800 or something.
Oh shit, I remember that.
Yeah, get a couple of wee posters and a deluxe vinyl pressing or whatever. But yeah, I can't see them releasing like a single song. I think Slash would have more credibility in that than having to. And the thing is, but Slash and Duff don't write songs. It's Axl that's the songwriter. Slash, fair enough, he'll come up with some of the riffs.
He's a riff
Duff,
guy.
stuff, he'll come up with an odd song, but in the whole Guns N' Roses, he's only really released or wrote 2 or 3 songs, which is It's So Easy. He wrote that, and So Fine. Can't remember another one that he wrote, but Izzy, he was the songwriter. Izzy and Axel, they were the glue to that sound, that band, and with Adler on drums, that made the grooves. So, I can't see it working. It'll just be will it be Chinese leftovers? Who knows?
Well,
and on that note, I think we should move over.
Yeah, that's a good enough pun to finish that one.
Mic dropped. Mic dropped.
Right, Steve, I think I know where you're going to go with this one, but you're up next.
I've got a prop too.
Oh.
Hey.
Oh, I just broke it. Right. It's not the actual album cover, it's this was like a little box set it came with. So I'm defending, can you see that?
Yes!
It's the X Factor by Maiden.
Oh.
Now, I've not actually got the X Factor CD because it's upstairs because I listened to it very recently. Oh, it's fucking great. Right, so here we go. Here's my defense. My lord. Right. So yeah, everyone hates this record, I understand that. And you're fucking wrong. Now, the reason it's redeemable is some amazing guitar solos on there. And actually a really nice guitar tone. The one thing that fucks it up is the intro, Sign of the Cross, Nico's drums are clipping to fuck and it's highly irritating. But once they get that sorted out after it, it's all good. But it's important. It's probably one of the most important records to modern Maiden doesn't exist without the X Factor, because it was the first time that Maiden went real, and they had never done that before. It was always the whole kind of fantasy stuff. And at the time, Steve Harris was getting divorced. Bruce had left the band. It was dark and it's dingy, and that's kind of why I like it, because it's the only Maiden album that's really like that. The rest of them are all kind of Maiden albums, and this one just sits in the middle as this weird little depressing gloom fest, and that's why I dig it. You can hear Blaze struggling for sure on songs that he didn't write, because Harris decided that he wasn't down tuning to help. So Blaze is struggling straight away, like, nah, standard 440, that's what we're doing. And he's clearly been used to writing songs for Bruce for so long that it must be quite hard to just switch that anyway. But like a song like Man on the Edge is a great song which Blaze wrote.
Is that the Falling Down one?
Yes.
Fucking hate that song. Fucking hate that song.
But you remember it.
I know, it does have a catchy hook, I'll give you that. If they could sing it better, then that would be a great song.
Just repeated infinitum throughout the entire fucking song.
And there is a bit of that. It's not a perfect record. It's not, there's a lot of guys that are saying that like it's their favourite Maiden record. I've never go that far. It's unfairly maligned, I would say, and it was always going to be that way because you can't replace Bruce Dickinson. You just can't do it. There's certain bands where you're not going to get away with doing that, and there was Invisible Grapefruits. I fucking love Invisible Grapefruits. Incidentally, the website Invisible Oranges is called Invisible Oranges because of that reason. And I never knew that. Oh. You didn't know that either. Now you've learned it. The one thing that does piss me off about this record, and it's on the single for Man on the Edge too, is they spent clearly in 1994, was it? Or 95? 94 I think it came out, or 93 maybe. The record cover was pretty advanced for its time. CGI kind of stuff. But then they stretched the fucking logo.
Yeah.
Steve, hold that up to the camera. Right. I don't own it at the minute. Somebody stole it off me a few years, when I lived back in Newcastle. But I've owned that album before on CD, and it had a different cover.
That's the single. That's Man on the Edge, the single cover.
Ah, right.
This little box set came with singles and the record.
Right.
That came with the X Factor and some singles and some cool artwork that I'm throwing about the room.
The cover I had was Eddie, and he'd been severed at the torso, and
that's
had a
the
big
actual
spike
cover.
through his mouth and that.
Yeah, it's just that. It's just that from a different angle is the cover.
Aye, front on.
But they stretched the logo. Why would you do that? But anyway, it paved the way for Maiden to go back to Bruce and having more real kind of themes. Bruce probably wouldn't have come back, I don't think, if that album doesn't happen. You don't get Modern Maiden. I know you guys aren't massive Modern Maiden fans, but you're wrong. Modern Maiden.
I listened to the
chorus anymore.
album when we went to Aberdeen.
This is a different topic, Billy. We can do this another week.
But when we went to Aberdeen, I was assuming that Maiden would be playing some of the new stuff, but then I realised it was our greatest hits tour, but I already listened to their new album. I was like, it's alright, it's not bad, but I was glad when I realised it was like a Legacy of the Beast rather than, I think it was something of the Beast, the last album that they had.
The last record was Book of Souls.
Book of Souls, yeah, that was it. So,
that was
but when
one we saw was the greatest hits, basically, for the computer game.
Yeah, I listened to the Book of Souls before we went to see them in Aberdeen, and realised it was our greatest hits tour, so I was kind of glad about that.
We could definitely do an entire episode on why Modern Maiden is so bad.
But we couldn't, because I would have to fucking break coronavirus curfew and come and kill you.
Book of Souls is shocking.
As long as you kill them from a distance. Hey!
Back to the X Factor. I'm gonna jump in first here and say that I've played the album a couple of times. I heard it back when it came out, and I've heard it pretty reasonably because I'll go through bands' discographies every so often, and I still think it's shit. I hate the songs. I hate the way it sounds. I hate was that the one with the video? What was the video they did with the computerized? It was a bit like kind of Money for Nothing type.
No, I think you're thinking of Angel and the Gambler from the next record. I think you're thinking of
the next one, right?
Yeah, Virtual 11. That's from.
That was shit as well.
Is that the one with the Klansman on it?
Virtual 11 is, yeah.
Yeah, you'd know all about that, wouldn't you?
I'm not disparaging Maiden because obviously I love Maiden, but it falls short for me as to what a Maiden album should be. And they'd lost Bruce. Adrian was long gone.
Yeah.
I just think they were a band that were struggling, and I don't know what was happening in their personal lives. Obviously, you said Steve Harris was divorcing at the time,
yeah.
and I just think that
you can hear that, and you can hear it in the lyrics too. And I think that's what makes it different. That's what sets it apart. I'm not saying like Maiden lost out massively when Adrian left.
Yeah.
I think that for me, Adrian, I'm a big Adrian guy, and he is the glue that holds that band together. Without him, it doesn't work for me as well as it should. But taking that into account,
even stuff like No Prayer for the Dying and stuff, and Fear of the Dark, I can find songs I like on them, but it's not like everything up to like Seventh Son was just amazing. The
reason it struggles is because Adrian and Dave were completely different guitar players. They would never even think of playing the same thing the same way, whereas Yannick and Dave are really similar.
Yeah.
It's a very kind of Blackmore-y, Hendrixy inspired kind of.
The
contrast.
Yeah.
Contrast is gone. Yeah, totally. But I think, listen to, as a guitar player, listen to X Factor, the guitar solos on it, some of Dave's best guitar soloing is on that album. The tone's great, the playing's brilliant. And I totally understand why, if you're not a Maiden diehard, you wouldn't love it. I get that. It was also the first Maiden album I bought on the day it came out. So it's kind of got a special place for me.
Was this the tour you seen them on and you were on stage? Or was that the tour after that?
The one after that. I wasn't old enough to get into the Barrelhands when that came out.
Anybody else got anything to say about it?
Yeah, definitely. I'm with Steve on this. Anybody who wants to slag off X Factor can make my hoop. I think it's an excellent album. It's a complete diversion from what Maiden have done previously. Of course, when you break it down, the songwriting styles are very, very, same chords, etc. As Steve's mentioned, Steve Harris was going through a divorce at the time. It was also 50 years since the D-Day landings when they were doing the writing sessions. So quite a lot of tracks on there were about war and conflict. Hence the
whole thing, yeah.
The reflection.
Well, falling down.
It could have done with the rhythm guitars being a little bit higher in the mix.
Louder.
All agree.
Yeah.
Definitely. And who the hell can argue with Sign of the Cross? It's fantastic.
What it really needs is Martin Birch.
Yeah.
What Maiden still need Martin Birch.
Yeah.
Like,
Just gonna,
I don't rate Kevin Shirley at all.
I like Kevin Shirley as an engineer and a producer. I've got a lot of his records I do like, but I don't like what he's done with Maiden.
Nah. He doesn't crack the whip. He's a yes man.
There was, I think it was 3 tracks that were not included on the record.
On
one called
X Factor, Judgment of Heaven.
Yeah. Judgment of Heaven. That's interesting, Steve, because my copy of X Factor had Judgment of Heaven on it.
No, Judgment Day.
Judgment Day, yeah. Judgment Day, Justice of the Peace, and I Live My Way.
Yes, that's right, yeah.
And the cover of the Doctor.
And they really should have been on the album.
Justice of the Peace, definitely. That is a belt of a track.
Yeah.
Why they left that up, I don't know.
I take it Judgment Day wasn't the fucking Whitesnake cover. That'd have been cool.
Well, I love X Factor, so nah. Sod the Blaze haters.
I'm right.
I don't. It's not that I hate Blaze.
Blaze was in an impossible situation.
Yeah.
He's been asked to do something that he'd been hired to sing songs that his range doesn't allow him to sing. Because they could have tailored the set to the Diano stuff quite easily.
Yeah.
And he would have handled that with aplomb. But
that's not the popular stuff, though. I like some of the Diano stuff, but it's not the big hits. It's not the crowd pleasers. So you can't be Iron Maiden and go out and not play.
People want your Hallowed Be Thy Names.
you have to do that.
They need to hear that scream. It's
when I finally get that bootleg to you, Steve, of the City Hall gig the night before you went to see the Parliament, and I was at the City Hall gig. You hear particularly songs like The Evil That Men Do. Blaze was really struggling on that.
Oh, totally.
The thing is, when we opened for Wolfsbane, I spoke to him about it. I was like, so what did you think when you got hired for Iron Maiden? He was like, it was a fucking dream come true. It was amazing being on tour with them and stuff. It was brilliant, He never had a bad word to say about the experience, but then I never really got too much into it. So
he never has, though. That's to his credit. He's never once slagged them off. Never once. Never had a bad word to say. He's like a classy guy, very classy guy.
He's cracking blood, Blaze.
Yeah. We have to say, Blaze, we like you. You were awesome to play with, and you were a cool fella.
If you're watching this, please.
Bill, what was your thoughts on it? We've not got to.
I'm interested in this one. Go on, Bill.
I can't really say I gave it a lot of time, to be honest with you. Played it when it came out. Again, once or twice. Sign of the Cross, Hunky Dory, Man on the Edge, okay. Apart from that, I've got nothing really to say about the rest of it.
You're an 80s Maiden guy.
The thing is, Billy, you told me once that your favourite ever band is Iron Maiden. So what did you think when Bruce Dickinson left and they got Blaze Bayley? Were you thinking, who the fuck's that, or what the fuck are they doing?
Well, you know how all these wee lassies went suicidal when fucking Take That split up. I was like that when Bruce left Maiden.
You phone in Eamon Holmes.
I was like, fucking, where's the Mogadon?
My favourite one was Bruce, and he's left, and I'm going to kill myself.
You would have been in your 30s at the time.
The interesting thing is who they could have hired and who
they could have hired so many people. They tried to fucking Doogie White, man.
Doogie White was there. That would have been interesting. Doogie's got maybe a slightly higher range.
A higher register, definitely, than Blaze.
So come to think of it, you've just, without mentioning Doogie White there, you've just given me backup option number 2 for an album, just in case the one I've got is undercut.
Well, and it's going to kind of lead into this discussion, I guess, here, because like Doogie did a great job coming into Rainbow.
Mm.
Have you ever seen like You ever seen the live footage of Doogie doing the Rainbow Tours? Yeah. And he covered all the eras really well. Like he managed to do Dio quite well on it, and Joe and Turner. So like, Doogie would have been an interesting singer from Maiden, I think.
Yeah,
I think he'd done a good job with Yngwie Malmsteen as well.
Praying Mantis too, which I never realised he did a little stint with Praying Mantis.
He was in Tank as well, wasn't he, Doogie?
Yeah, that's right. Quite recently, before the Schenker thing again.
I saw Chris Dale had a thing up with Doogie doing Tank stuff the other day. But yeah.
Who else was considered? Wasn't Michael Kiske?
Michael Kiske was in there, and that would have been
astounding,
incredible. Because he's like, I actually watched him, funny enough, on YouTube, the Pumpkins United Halloween thing, and both of those guys have never lost a note. They're amazing, vocally, incredible.
Would it have sounded too much like Halloween?
Yeah, it would have been too power metal.
Yeah. Not that I'm disparaging him again in any way, shape, or form. His pipes are awesome, but it would have been too...
A very distinctive voice he's got.
It would just have sounded like Halloween, you know.
I think that the whole thing with Maine is he wanted somebody who wasn't that well known, but had a bit of a name, but wasn't that well, like, an obvious voice that would sound like somebody else, I think. So yeah, that probably wouldn't have worked. But it would be cool to hear. Like, I would love to hear Michael Kiske with Maiden. That would be awesome.
So in conclusion, Blaze worked for the X Factor then?
In my opinion, yes. And that is the only one that matters.
I'm giving it a thumbs down, I'm afraid. My opinion cannot be changed on that one.
Couple of good songs on it. Neither here nor there. Yeah.
I think it's more important as a gateway for what it then opened up, I think.
I don't hate it.
So who's next on the agenda, Stu?
Well, next in the box is me. So we're going to do that one, I think.
Is it the best of the Beatles?
Go West.
Right,
well, go West.
Yeah. The best of the Beatles we couldn't do simply because everybody loves the Beatles, and if you're telling me you don't, you're wrong. Go West were awesome, and
the thing is, though, Steve, I will agree it is the worst band name you can ever pick, but they were an amazing band musically. It is the worst band name, but musically,
Beatles.
Yeah, I think it's a terrible pun, and it's a fucking disgusting bug that they're named after. Come on, it's.
I think you got to remember the timeline. I mean, like
60s, so
60s, it was.
It's a shocking fucking name. Come on, but they made the name, so fair enough.
Everybody's name was shocking in the 60s. Fucking easy beats. Yeah,
I mean, you had like Shadows, the Crickets, the fucking all that stuff. The Beatles was the next.
Insects were really big in the 60s.
Plus, they managed to put a pun in there as well, which was
the crabs, you mean?
Yeah, there was a lot of that going for
it.
Well, I'm wearing the T-shirt that should give it away a wee bit. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, right, I know where you're going now. Yeah. You don't like that album.
I am going to defend.
You don't like this album.
The much maligned Crazy Nights.
Oh no, I didn't expect that.
I thought it was going to be the
Music from the Elder.
The other one, I
thought Music from the Elder.
Music from the Elder would be tough to defend because there's really only about 2 or 3 good songs on that record. But there is a couple of good songs in it. I and the Oath and Mr. Blackwell, great songs, but we're not going to do that. We're going to do Crazy Nights.
Do people hate Crazy Nights?
A lot of people hate that album.
What year? Explain it to us, Stu. What year did it come out?
Give us some background.
87, I think it was 87. So you've got to, again, kind of think the time frame, really big albums at the time. Whitesnake, Poison were still riding quite high at the time. Bon Jovi were doing really well. So it was classic Kiss at the time where they were jumping on a bandwagon. And they were trying to sound current, which has always been a curse with Kiss. Since kind of like once their initial popularity in the late 70s waned, they became a bandwagon jumping band where they tried to like get the hotshot LA guitar players to come in and become like tappy, shreddy guys. Whereas Ace was a blues guy. Yeah, and he was the defining sound of Kiss's music. Paul Stanley was the voice, occasionally Gene, occasionally Peter, occasionally Ace, but it was Ace's riffs that were the driving melodies in those songs, really. But Crazy Nights gets a lot of hate, I think, because the production, it's really keyboardy, and it's very 80s, so there's not a lot of bass in it. It's thin sounding.
The thing is, you said it came out in 87?
Yeah, I think it was 87.
Like, I think about like 85, 86, even 84 with Van Halen, they went to that synth sound. But by the time 87 came, you had like Guns N' Roses try to take it back to sort of raw rock and roll.
1987, you're right, 1987.
I think that's how a lot of people never liked it, just because they missed they were just a tad too late.
It was the turning point for music, really, because again, things were it was the oversaturation of hair metal at that point, so people were kind of getting a bit sick of it. But I mean, in its defence, it charted really well, and the songs did, like the singles did, like Crazy Nights, Crazy Nights, the song was a huge hit in the UK and across Europe, I think. Didn't really do very well.
This is his best song.
I'll tell you,
didn't do well in America.
I'll tell you a quick story. Scary Nights, Crazy Nights saved my life kind of once, because I was working and I can't remember what it was, in removals that I was doing. I'd worked about 24 hours without any sleep, and then I had to drive all the way down from Edinburgh to Norwich. And I had this dad rock CD was the only fucking thing in the van, so I'm basically driving down the road singing crazy, 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 crazy nights with the windows down, so the wind's blowing in my face, keeping me awake. So yeah,
the songs on Crazy Nights, the album, are really good. I mean, like from a songwriting point of view, it was some of Paul Stanley's best stuff, and his vocals on that album.
Desmond Child.
There was a few Desmond Child ones in there, but like his vocals on that album, particularly like Paul Stanley's vocals on Crazy Nights album, are fucking exceptional. I mean, he was hitting notes that were way out of his range, and it fucked him because he couldn't really do it. Like now he can't hit the notes, and I think even in the subsequent tours, he probably struggled because he was pushing so hard to get up to those big notes, like what's the song? I'll Fight Hell to Hold You. If anybody ever heard that song, it's like dog whistles. I mean, he's in like Sebastian Bach territory with his vocal range on that song, and it's fucking outstanding.
You think it's because he just never trained himself, or never had a vocal trainer to help him, or
he trained to get to that point, but it was too far a stretch.
Staying in it, basically.
Yeah, it was just nothing. He couldn't.
Coverdale did the same thing on 1987 too. Blew it out.
If you take your voice up to that level, maintaining it and staying up there is almost impossible.
The thing is, though,
especially with age, you know,
doing it on record is fine because it's a one-off. You record
it every night, it's a different thing.
But it's replicating it for each gig, and they were touring like fuck that, so it's fair enough.
Again, like I really like Bruce Kulick's guitar playing on that album is amazing, and I'm not Bruce isn't my favourite of Kiss guitar players. Obviously, I'm an Ace guy first. I really like the stuff they did with Vinny. Lick It Up's a great album.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Mark St. John's stuff, I mean, he only did one record. He didn't tour with them. You know, Animalize is patchy. Gene had checked out at that kind of point. But when Bruce came in, it took a couple of records for Bruce to kind of establish himself as the sound of Kiss, and I think he really came out really well on that record. He sounded like he wasn't trying to copy anybody. It was distinctly Bruce Kulick, which was I think the first record that he got his own sound, you know, whereas I think on the previous one, was it just one, it was Asylum before that, he was trying to sound like a current 80s metal guitar player, and it was very generic sounding. Whereas in Crazy Nights, he started to sound like himself, and then he kind of followed in with Revenge, which again, people really love Revenge as an album.
Revenge is a really good record, man, for a Kiss record.
Actually, yeah.
Kiss are shit, but that's a good record.
I think there's a lot of filler on Revenge, and that's kind of what weakens it for me. Whereas Crazy Nights, I don't have that issue with. I really like the songs on Crazy Nights. I think the production's a bit horrible. Sorry, Ron Nevison, love you.
I don't think you can comment on the production, man, because that's an 80s thing. Listen to any 80s record, they sound like that. They all sound like that.
that's one of the biggest complaints.
Late to late 80s, I should say, not early 80s.
It's the biggest complaint people say about the Crazy Nights, I think, is the production. That's the one thing people keep bringing up is there's no bass on it. It's so keyboardy. It had like Reason to Live, which was like the big power ballad. But I mean, as a song, it's a great song. I mean, if I wrote a song like that, that's a pension song. That's gonna get played until the end of time on radio because it's a good song. You know.
I'm just waiting for your Christmas songs, Stu, so I can make money out of that.
I've been trying for years to write a good Christmas song. I don't think Kiss ever did a Christmas song.
No, they never. That's got to happen. Come on, how the fuck have Kiss?
Why is that not happening?
Christmas song.
Probably
Merry
the only
Christmas,
thing that
surely. Merry Christmas.
It's also Crazy Nights is also the last album to feature or like to have Eric Carr drumming on it, and his drums on that, whilst they don't sound like Creatures of the Night level of awesome, he's playing on it's fucking great. You know.
So I'm assuming he didn't do much on Hot in the Shit.
No, again, a lot of that was demos and stuff that they kind of patched together. I mean, Hot in the Shade.
Is that the one that he died, didn't he?
Yeah.
Eric Carr?
He died in when they were doing Revenge.
Yeah.
So he's in the video for God Gave Rock and Roll to You, but he's not drumming. That's Eric Singer drumming on Revenge. Yeah. But yeah, Eric Carr's drumming, like playing wise on Crazy Nights, is great. You know,
it wasn't even Eric; it was Paul, wasn't it? But they called him Eric.
Yeah. Nobody in Kiss had their real name except for Bruce Cooley, I think, and Eric Singer. Everybody else had stage names.
Well, and then they had their alter egos as well, the cat or the spaceman or whatever. And
you know, so one of the things I hate about Kiss now is that they're really pushing that shit, and it's like nobody called them that stuff back in the day. People weren't calling Paul Stanley the Star Child, and
they're just trying to mask the fact that they've got a couple of rip-off merchants, though.
It was Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, Ace Frehley, Peter Criss. That's what people knew as Kiss, you know. You know, but that's like
another topic, though.
Revisionist history. Yeah. Fans are guilty of that one.
That's a Kiss cast.
The Iron Maiden one.
Yeah.
that podcast.
But yeah, Crazy Nights.
Interesting that you felt you had to defend that record, because I assumed that was a big. I'm not a Kiss guy, but I assumed that was a big.
No. I mean, like they almost
like the song Crazy Nights. It's a staple.
No, they rarely play it. They only really play it when they come to the UK. I don't think it gets played in America at all. And I think, did they play it on the last tour?
I'm trying to think when I seen them if they played it or not. I think
probably.
I'm going to have to check the set list, but I'm sure they.
I know they played Tommy Thayer because I've definitely seen them on video playing it. But I think that was like Rock the Nation, which was like 2010 or something like that, and. Something in my mind tells me they played it on that tour there, the End of the Road. But the time before when I saw them, they definitely never played it because it was the closing music as the lights were going up and people were leaving. But it was just a backing track. They played the track off the CD.
When I went to see them, they played God Gave Rock and Roll to us for the closing music, and everybody thought they were going to come back on and burst into it because you know how it's got that build up. And then the lights came on. It was like, nah. Going away home and some fucking AC/DC covers band came on.
I had no clue that record was a cover.
Yeah,
it's a 70s.
Argus, yeah.
But the thing is, Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons have got their right name credits on their version of it, which is the only version that anybody ever listens to anyway.
They changed the lyrics. If you listen to the original lyrics, it's nothing like what
they changed, but the chorus is the same.
The chorus is the same, but all the verses are totally different.
Yeah, basically what the rappers do, you know, they rap over the bit and then they sample the hook.
In their defence, again, the Kiss version is 100 times better than Argent's version.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah,
I mean, it was a horrible sounding song to begin with. It doesn't. I'd like to hear anybody defend the original version of that as shit.
It's got a hook. You can tell Russ Ballard wrote it.
Yeah, totally. And the chorus was cold. I mean, it's still a great song. I think I'm pretty much covered in Crazy Nights there.
Shall we move on?
Yeah.
Who's next?
Who's next on the roulette wheel?
Next up's going to be Bill. You're
Right,
next.
Bill.
Line.
What we got? It's going to be. I know what it's going to be.
Before Billy gets started, Steve, are you not needing a piss yet?
I actually am.
So am I.
I need.
Now. I'm going to go for a piss now.
Will you go? I'll stay.
I mean, all
Right, I'll leave you.
Talk about you while you're gone.
a bit wizard.
Okay, well, Bill, you can clear a room, like. Clear
You know
a actual room.
You know what it's going to be.
Why? Of course I know what it's going to be.
Not sure, I know.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Sent a picture of it in the chat.
well, again, it depends what kind of condition I was in when I was reading it.
Well, well, that pair away for a piss. This is dead air. So come on, you just need to start. We can't have dead air.
Right.
That's true. Right.
As it,
The album I wish to defend is
I have no idea what that is.
For those of you who can't relate to pixelated images of smartphones, that is a Striper record.
that is a striker record. That is it's to hell with the devil.
Okay.
And man, it's a beasting album. It's an absolute monster. See, if you just, and I've spoke to you about this before, if you take away the whole fucking Christian thing,
You can't.
do it. Right? Just do it. Take away the whole Christian thing, right? Just break it down into the music, right? A proper fucking metal songs, man. They're massive. They're huge. The melodies are insane. The fucking the two-part guitar harmonies are fucking killer. And I'm really surprised that you two know fucking liking them. The drums alone. The drums are immense.
I can't let Jesus.
I can't stand his voice. That's what
No,
killed
it's
it
just,
for me.
I can't stand Jesus' voice in my ear.
This is like,
I struggle
in my ear. Just me a picture and can't do it.
no, well, this particular album starts with sort of the same way that we started Melt It Down. You know, it's got that sort of twinkly, fucking nice thing. It's called The Abyss. It's just like an instrumental thing. And then it fucking clatters into To Hell with the Devil. It's just fucking, it's amazing, man. Just the way it kicks off, the way it fucking, it's awesome! And you are all fucking wrong and stupid. Big fucking stupid duty heads. A lot of you.
I quite like the song "To Hell with the Devil." Weirdly, it's a good, like, I've always thought they had pretty good riffs, and like the guitar playing was exceptional. As musicians, I don't think anybody can take anything away from the fact that they can play their tits off. But his voice is like fucking nails down a chalkboard, man. Wow, we're talking about Paul Stanley being in a higher register. Jesus Christ, Michael Sweet's like fucking dog whistling.
Right, okay, so
Don't care. Alex Striker.
Striker, awesome. Michael Sweet heavily fucking motivated me in the 80s. I mean, I thought his voice was amazing back in the day. Because at that time, nobody was hitting the fucking notes that he was getting to.
It's exceptional.
Then long
Great
comes
news.
folks like fucking Sebastian Bach and all that. And then that
What album are we talking about?
To Hell with the Devil.
Striper.
Striper, To Hell with the Devil.
I remember when I went to the Rock Fest Barcelona, they were playing, and you told me to go and see them, but I think I was hungover for the night before and didn't get up in time.
Oh, no way, were you?
I think I just caught the last bit of their set, so.
Did you catch a Bible? They still throw Bibles out.
That's
still a thing.
I think they do.
Pelting people with Bibles. Fucking repent, you fuck.
The gimmick's a thing. And I'm gutted I've never seen them live. They've got on a fucking...
Well, I heard them. Just...
Oh, even...
I don't want to tempt fate or anything, but is Oz Fox not pretty ill? Has he not got like bad cancer or something now?
Yes. I'm not entirely sure what type of cancer it is, but he's pretty good now. So his boss isn't looking after him, obviously. But aye, as a band, as an album, sonically, man, they're just fucking awesome. You know what I mean? I'm speechless. I'm absolutely speechless.
Is that who got you into drums?
Robert Sweet. He was a major influence on my playing style. If you listen to a lot of the early albums, he predominantly plays 2/2, which is more or less what I play.
So if I listen to what was the album you said, Hell with the Devil?
Hell with the Devil.
Well, if I listen to that back to back with Melt It Down, well, I basically see where you stole all your fills for.
Probably.
And they're good fills too, and they're playing well.
He's a better double kick player than me, though. No, but he's just solid.
You don't need double kick. Don't bother with
that. I'll remember that.
Except when I chuck some weird time signatures at you.
Man, that's no even like you, is it?
I keep you on your toes, man. That's part of the deal.
I need 900 toes if you get on your
I write stuff I can't even play, so you know.
Is Bill converted anybody yet? To the
as long as the rest of us can play it.
well, I've been away.
I've never heard the record in its entirety, but what I've heard of Striper, I genuinely like. So I've got to be
awesome. As Mythos says, you strip it back and it's proper fucking melodic heavy metal.
If you think Reason to Live was a horrible ballad, that for one, the Stripe.
Just going to throw me tuppence worth on that Kiss album, Stu. I think Reason to Live, despite it's dripping in melted Stilton, is a great song.
It is a great song.
Yeah.
But
it's the only song I like on the record. But
Striper did a ballad. I don't know if it was on that album or the next album. What came after To Hell with the Devil was. It was an album around that time they did, and they did a ballad, and it literally he sounds like so much like a woman. It's unreal, I mean, it was the softest, cheesiest sounding thing ever heard in your life.
You're maybe thinking that honestly, which is on To Hell with the Devil.
I think I am, and it was fucking horrendous.
To be fair, it is pretty shite. I'm not going to defend that at all.
His fucking testicles had been severed just to record that song.
The rest of the album is stunning.
I always thought that they had in their guitar harmonies had a lot of shades like Thin Lizzy and stuff to them when they did the harmony parts, and they were great guitar players. I mean, can't take that away. Their solos were fucking outstanding at times.
Oh, well, I love the whole guitar sound as well. It's heavy as fuck.
They did. They had good riffage, good guitar, and good drums. Don't know about the bass player because it was the 80s. You couldn't hear him anyway.
Games. They'll do it. And you could put anybody on bass and Striper.
He's out in his arse now anyway.
Aye.
I remember sending you guys there was a Facebook post that went up when he got sacked, and it was on I don't know, Blabbermouth or something, one of these kind of forum-y pages, and there he was actually in real time as I was watching it, commenting on the story where he was just ripping into them and about calling them all the wanks under the sun.
Aye. I think that's still ongoing.
Yeah.
It's just not as publicised anymore. It's poking forward with the story.
They were playing it was a dick waving contest about religion, who was the most religious. They were he's not Christian enough, and he was fuck you.
That's right, I remember this, yeah.
I'm a proper Christian, you're not Christian enough.
I love Daddy more than you do.
What they needed was the Godfella to come in as referee and tell them who was most Christian.
Aye.
Just a prayer would have solved that.
Fucking idiot.
So yeah, that's the album I'm defending. It's good.
What's the record called, Bill? To Hell with the Devil.
To Hell with the Devil. Okay. And everybody should go and buy it if they've not got it.
I'll listen to it on Spotify tomorrow.
Do it.
Yeah, I'm not buying it.
To Hell with the Devil, and was the Soldiers Under Command? Was that the other one?
Command.
Soldiers Under God's Command.
was also killer.
That also had some pretty good riffs in it. It did.
I can't listen to a record that's called Soldiers Under God's Command. Fucking ridiculous. Nah, Bill, fuck off. You're fucking fuck Striper.
Having the good book says they'll win.
Yeah.
You were away, Steve, but they played at a music festival I went to, and I caught the last notes that Striper played. So, do you think I was safe? They just finished.
Far beyond saving, like. And who wants to be saved anyway? A load of shite.
Metal's supposed to be about,
Satan.
Well, it's like, it's fucking anti-authority.
Do what thou fucking wilt. That shall be the whole of the law. Shove your Striper up your arse.
Lemmy always covered that well, didn't he? But like, rock and roll is supposed to piss off your parents and fucking.
It's wrong. You know what? Yeah, I'll tell you what's even more wrong than Striper. Christian black metal bands. That's a thing.
I can't get my head around that at all.
How does that work?
Did they play with the Nazi ones?
Well, again, that's another topic because there is a crossover.
So what's worse?
Oh no, we've got to cut it right out now.
Oh man,
That's getting bleached. That's getting. Shall we move on?
You arsehole.
Are we going to do phone a friend 50-50 or is it Richie?
I think on that bombshell we'll move on to Richie. And Swanson's getting excommunicated from his booze there.
Swanson's had
I'm
beers.
Now.
He's had 2 beers, so now we must press the mute button.
No. I'm going that way. Is the dog's howling like a bastard. So I'm going to leave you to your devices and I'll...
Bring the dog on. Let's see the dog.
No, he's howling like fuck.
We have to see the dog at some point, surely.
He's coming back. We're going to, you bailing out entirely?
Yes, I'm going to have to. So
Hi, William.
Okay. All you people out there.
What was the last thing that we were going to ask? Right, Billy, quickly, an album that you have recently listened to or an album you're looking forward to coming out. Just quickly indulge our viewers.
Give us a recommendation.
It's the Striper one. It's the last one I listened to.
What would I recommend? I was listening to Phil Campbell earlier today, so anything by Phil Campbell. I'm sort of getting into him a bit now.
We're talking
decent single. Yeah. It's rocky, but I don't know if it's got much of a hook to it though.
The guy with the drum fill, that guy.
No. But hi, that's
there's no much attuned to his stuff. I don't know, but I only listened to briefly one of the songs, so I'll need to probably delve into it a bit more.
Investigate more.
Right.
No, I'm going to bail.
Right. We will catch you later, Bill, and we will do this again. We will move.
Adios.
Bye, Bill.
Right, Richie, you're up.
Milo. Right, Richie, this will be good. A record that everyone else hates that you love. What we got?
Right, lovely boys.
Right, lovely boys.
By Donna Estelle and Windsor Davies.
Wow.
I'm joking. I just want to put that in for a laugh.
Blatant display of recordery.
Nope. Better run for cover because Turbo Lover.
Oh, aye.
No. Gets a hard time. Yeah, they do look really ridiculous.
Yeah, they look bad. Have we got a picture of the sleeve, Richie? Let's see. It's bad, isn't it? It's a bad look.
We were into mullet territory and perms.
It's not the hair, it's the clothes.
It's giving Tiger Thing a run for his money there.
Everything
was terrible, man. They were really bad.
An issue in that record, look-wise.
Unfortunately, the picture is missing in this reissue that I've got. But in the original gatefold, there's a picture of them in the desert, and a similar picture of what's on the Iron Maiden somewhere in time. And the clothes that they're wearing is just stupid.
They all match as well. That's the worst bit.
But this record, Priest went pop.
Right, I'm just going to call up the old track list in here. Let's see what we've got. Because I think I'm with you here, Richie.
Well,
yeah, by all means, co-commenter on it, Steve. I mean, you'll probably know this record as well as I do.
You carry on. I'm just getting it sort of a reference point here.
Right. Keep giving us your shtick.
You got Turbo Lover. It's still a staple in the Judas Priest set. They even still played it when they had Ripper. It's a classic. Locked In, great tune. Private Property, banger. Parental Guidance, that's all right. Rocky Around the World, now we're into fuller territory. Out in the Cold, Hot for Love, Reckless. In the single, Wild Nights and Hot and Crazy Days.
That's a banger.
One that gets all the grief. But, right, it's a Priest song with a big chorus that everyone can sing along to. Just like another one, namely Living After Midnight, which is regarded as
like all of them.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that. I don't know. I can't stand that song for some reason.
I don't like Living After Midnight. I don't like Living After Midnight, but it's accessible and people, entry level folk into Judas Priest love it until they realise that.
But I don't like it at all. And there's another one. Is it Electric Eye? Electric Eye?
Shut your mouth.
Right, Swanson, press the button.
Shut your mouth.
There's a red button just underneath. It looks like a phone, but it'll play that song if you press it just now. Just press it.
There's nothing bad on Screaming for Vengeance. You can shut that fuck right.
That includes the remastered version with the missing tracks. The ones that were omitted were bangers.
You on the wine now?
I ran out of beer.
I've run out of beer.
Soon I'm on cider, so it's beer, cider, wine.
I've been hitting the wine. That's a £3.75 bottle of wine, by the way.
Now, I'm gonna jump as well with Turbo. I fucking love that album. I think it's really good. It doesn't sound Priesty in the classic sense because it's again they're kind of taking on. It's a bit in the Crazy Nightsy type thing. It's that late 80s.
No mid range.
Yeah, it was very of its time. It was we want to sound like all the big MTV bands. We look like the big MTV bands, but the songs are killer. Mm-hmm. They're just great tunes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And like if that was the one that was supposed to be the double album, wasn't it? And like was
Ram It Down. It
was supposed to be the heavier end of it.
Yeah.
And those songs were great as well. So even if they'd done it as the double album, it would have still been amazing. If you had
Turbo's a better record than Ram It Down.
Oh, Turbo's like classic AOR, and it's great at what it does. If you want an AOR album, you put on Turbo, that's a great record.
So could they have released them as a double album then?
Well, they wanted to.
That was the plan, but they never. The record label wouldn't go for it.
At the same time, all the songs, and then decided.
I don't know if they cut them at the same time. I don't know, or if they just wrote them, or that was just the initial plan, and the label went, "No, fuck off, give us like."
Yeah, labels in the 80s were not interested in double albums. They don't sell.
Also, to point out that Ram It Down, instead of featuring Dave Holland on drums, I don't know if we can talk about him.
No, we can't. Move on.
Actually, the drum machine.
Keep going.
We recorded a different session, so we can say that. Yeah,
is Scott Travis's first record Ram It Down?
No, Scott Travis's first record was Painkiller.
Painkiller, yeah.
Who's on Ram It? Is Dave Holland on Ram It Down?
He's on the sleeve notes, but it was a drum machine.
Oh, so it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Was it a guy called Roland?
the same drummer they had.
Roland Korg. So we can safely say that while the idea of a twin album, twin turbos, so to speak, was conceived, it was never fulfilled because, well, Dave Holland played drums on Turbo, but didn't play drums on Ram It Down, so they were evidently recorded two separate sessions.
No, I back Turbo. Definitely.
I'm backing Turbo as well. I like it. Swanson's never heard it.
He has heard. He was round at mine the day that I bought this reissue, and he heard it.
Oh, okay.
So he has heard it.
So there you go then.
You should give that a shot, Swanson, because I reckon you would quite enjoy that. It's very 80s AOR, kind of in the Bon Jovi territory. I mean, it really is.
Yes.
That's what they were aiming for at that point, was to sound like an 80s MTV band.
It was a money shot, let's be honest.
They were basically in Wham territory there.
What territory?
Wow.
Wham
territory.
Right. That's another fucking topic, by the way, is 80s bands that weren't heavy metal. Yeah. Having just watched a Duran Duran documentary last night.
There was the tracks they did with Snow Aiken and Waterman.
They've got to see the light of day at some point.
Yeah. I think
I actually remember Richie telling me about them.
So not one of them online. I'm fairly sure I've heard something.
I've never heard the Pete Waterman sessions.
It'd be extremely interesting to hear where they were going at that point.
I would love to hear that. I, in my mind, I feel like I've heard something that they did, like a snippet of a track.
Yeah.
They exist because the band have confirmed they exist.
Yeah.
Oh, they exist. Yeah, definitely. I don't know who owns them.
Well, I thought you were pally with Pete Waterman.
Yes, I do know Pete. I've had a few deals with him over the last 15 years or so. The next time I encounter him in one of the model train fairs or something like that, I will ask him.
Tell him to bring them along.
Yeah. Tell him to come and produce our next album.
John, there's one thing I have realised, because I've met Pete a few times, and I've spoken to him on a personal level. But one thing I can tell you is, if you ever bump into him in one of these events that he attends with models, etc., never ask questions about the music business, because he will tell you to sod off. He doesn't want to talk about it.
Well, imagine if we did get produced by him, we walk into the studio and he just sees your face, Richie.
He probably would, to be honest. I'm not going to go into any detail, but we did have a bit of back and forth verbally about a railway locomotive some years back.
Who said rock and roll's dead, kids?
From what I know about Pete Waterman, he was a massive Motown fan.
Mm.
Is that a euphemism?
It's a song. He knew what a hit was.
Yeah, I mean, like, you can't deny that in his prime, Stock Aitken and Waterman were just, they were the hit factory. I mean, they were like churning out successes. I mean, it was all very formulaic.
The thing is, though, with Motown music, they're still discovering hits. It's crazy how many fucking singles or B-sides that were created in the 60s that never got the light of day, and they're in some warehouse somewhere, never to be released, and then obviously somebody will discover them, and it just keeps coming out and out. The Motown scene is still going, so of course I
always think it's interesting, like, if anybody covers any Motown song, it's still a hit.
Exactly. It's got a formula. It's got that beat, You
just pick like a Supreme song or something and cover it. You're pretty much guaranteed a hit every time that you do a Motown song, like a classic Motown song. People they still love them.
They hit the formula in the 60s, come on, for a pop song or a song that everybody will like.
Maybe we should follow suit, eh? I could just see us covering some Jackie Wilson or something,
I mean, we're kind of drifting a wee bit off territory here, but like, one of the things I've always quite liked about our band, particularly, is that we don't really have a formula. I mean, like, everything that comes in is a little bit different.
Exactly.
And I'm sure to an outside observer, they're going to say, fuck off. Of course you got a formula. Wrong thing to say. But
I know, like, when I first joined the band with Billy, his songs were sort of more your sort of catchy big choruses, catchy choruses, but it had sort of a more, how would you say, 80s style. I know he's not here, but we know he's up in the 80s.
Billy's formula in his mind, which is write songs that you would dance to.
Well, there you go. Well, the thing is, I look at Steve's formula. It's sort of more traditional with his verse, bridge, chorus, verse, bridge, chorus, solo, and he always goes for the catchy chorus as well. Whereas you've only ever wrote one chorus that I know of, but all your other songs don't have choruses. but they seem to work somehow. And that's the beauty of it. It gives it a good contrast.
I do enjoy a good sing-along chorus, but I also am a massive fan of songs that don't follow traditional song structures.
Exactly, and that's what makes it listenable, because it's intriguing, right? Where the fuck's this song going to go now?
It's the rush factor.
Yeah, I mean, like, I love like prog and stuff and jazz and kind of weird shit, but like
the thing is, with Melt It Down, the best sound song on that album is one that you wrote yourself, which is Hammer into Anvil. It just sounds amazing for some reason. I don't know. I think it's down to the way you split the guitars. I know we're going into the secrets of recording here, but basically Steve's playing one half of the chord and you're playing the other half, and stereo wise it comes across so well. But the thing is, the song doesn't have a chorus in it.
No.
That is fucking brilliant.
Well, so another band I'm a massive fan of that did the same thing was Sabbath. If you listen to a lot of the early Sabbath stuff, they don't really have choruses.
There's hooks though. There's hooks.
Yeah, the guitar becomes the hook, and Ozzy's vocals would fill in around it. So,
Iron Man doesn't have a chorus, does it?
No.
It's he basically sings. But he sings the riff though.
Paranoid doesn't really have a chorus.
I mean,
no.
Very few of those early Ozzy songs had choruses.
Because he basically just sang along with the riff.
Was that Richie?
Because he couldn't think of anything else to probably do at the time, because they were just starting out. So
no, it's because Geezer was writing those songs.
But the thing is, Ozzy would still come up with a melody though, but he would just follow the guitar.
You notice it more in like when Dio joined.
Exactly, he sings over it. Yeah,
Dio was writing the songs with Tony, so there was definitely more of a vocal thing happening all the way through the song. Whereas with Ozzy, or even when they were writing them, they would leave more space.
Here we go.
What's that, Richie?
It's single malt Ben Romick.
Ah, very nice.
Right, so
it's me mate, but he's emigrated, so I'm drinking.
We won't move on here because I don't want to go to the end at the moment. But I said my favourite sounding track off of our album that we recorded, "Melt It Down" by Tantrum.
So never heard
it. You can buy from Bandcamp.
Very cool.
Never heard it.
You can buy it on vinyl as well. I don't have it to hand, but I can run and get it. But,
I do.
Anyway. Go and get it, Steve. While Steve goes to grab it, we've got a little picture of his arse here. Oh, there we go.
Beautiful.
Oh, there we are, looking sexy as ever. Steve.
Yo.
What would you say is your best sounding song off of Melt It Down?
This is a bit fucking nepotistic, isn't it? Is that a word? Nepotistic?
Nepotism.
White label. What's the best song? What's the best sounding song? They all sound the fucking same.
I don't think you've even listened to it.
My favourite song is New World Order.
I'll go with you there. Yeah, that is I like the sound of that song too.
I just like the typo.
Yeah. It's a collector's edition.
Exactly.
That probably is actually my favourite song, to be honest. Looking at it.
Always like that song playing live.
I like playing that one. That's probably my favourite song to play live.
I like singing that one too. So, but it doesn't sound as good as Hammer into Anvil. But for a second song, and it's probably one of the ones we least play, is March of the Damned. I think that sounds amazing when it comes in.
That did turn well on the record.
He starts it on guitar, and then Billy comes in with the booming drums, and then Stu, you come in with the solo, and it's like, whoa, fucking this! It just punches right through your gut.
Now I'm gonna like pull the curtain back on the Wizard of Oz stuff here a wee bit, but like when we recorded that song, it sounded horrible to begin with, and then we
because I couldn't fucking sing it.
Yeah, we completely recut the vocals. Like everything got scrapped in the initial session on the vocals and that. But when you did the second run through of that, it slayed. I mean, it was so bad the first time round. We were like, this is unusable. And then when you recut the vocals, it then instantly turned into one of the better sounding songs on the record.
I think weird we don't play that live.
Yeah, that kind of just fell out of the set list.
It
was kind of similar to something else we were doing, I think, at the time. It just kind of didn't have a place.
Similar to NOWTHM a little bit.
Yeah.
Wise. It's got that kind of
I
vibe
don't
to
know.
it.
I don't think so.
I'm sure we'll put it back in the set.
It's not. NOWTHM is our sort of our mainstay. We always that's the cut array, you know. The
Right. So back to Turbo for a minute.
Yeah.
Anybody got any comment on it?
Well, I think we all agree that we like it.
I think even Priest now admit that they like it. I think they went through it. Hi. It's her missus.
Hey!
I made a baby in her.
Hi, Lisa.
Night.
Night.
Oh, okay. Because it's
Late o'clock.
3:10 on the black button.
We have a baby to get up and sit.
Here.
Fine.
We will have to wrap this up soon because we're like an hour and a half in now.
Yeah, you need to edit.
Coming up to 2 hours.
So
At
what?
least editing this.
So do you want to?
2 hours. At least editing.
Shall we head on to albums we're looking forward to?
We'll do.
I've came out.
We'll move on to recommendations here. So we'll start with Swanson because you're first in the circle.
Chinese leftovers. Whenever they come out.
Is that it? Is that just anything by Guns N' Roses?
Not anything by Guns N' Roses.
Waiting a long time.
Fucking sad old cock rocker waiting for a Guns N' Roses album.
I did listen to a couple of the new Ozzy Osbourne tracks, and
the new rapper music.
But the thing is, though, when I went to visit one of my friends in Ireland, he's a big Liam Gallagher Oasis fan, and he put on.
That's plenty.
He put on Liam Gallagher's new album.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Right.
And the new Ozzy Osbourne song wouldn't seem out of place on that album. You know the one he done with Slash and Duff and Elton John's on it. Is it Everyday Man or Ordinary Man? Yeah, that's it. It sounds like it could be on just for the string fucking quartet and the
banjo string.
and basically, like the way Ozzy sings, Liam Gallagher could sing like that as well. They've both got the same sort of wave that they do. You know, it's what it is as well. But yeah, I would. So I listen to the new Ozzy album.
Oh, that's current. Right, next.
You're up next, Steve.
I've got loads.
Well, you're only picking one.
Oh, what, one?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck off, I could do more than one. I'll do them quick.
We'll do two quickly then. Hurry up.
What am I to do? Is it ones that are coming out soon?
No.
Or that are out? Or
ones
what?
that you recommend.
Either
do one that you recommend and one that's coming out soon.
Well, I'll do what I watch. Shut up. So what we'll do is listen to the new Hallis record, which is called Conundrum. They're fucking amazing. Probably one of the best bands out just now.
I really like Alice.
Hallis is... The fucking name of the last record escapes me.
The Star Rider.
Yeah, the one... Oh, what the fuck?
That's such a great song.
Incredible hit record.
Star Rider, I play that all the time, that song, particularly. I love that song. It's great.
It's like if you crossed ABBA with Genesis.
Yeah, that's a good...
It's amazing. Just a classic, amazing band. Also, Freeways, whose debut record is out now, which is called True Something. Fucking can't remember. It's got a camper fan on the cover. I'm going to order it today anyway, so fuck it. So those two you should listen to. You should also listen to this band who I just discovered today, who are called... I can't remember. I don't even know what they're called. I literally just discovered them. Sarkator. So it's old school Swedish death metal. It sounds remarkably like old school, like Entombed.
Are they Christians?
No, absolutely not. The upside down cross actually gives that away, Steve. If you see the inverted cross, that gives it away that they're definitely not Christian. Guitar player's 14 years old, man, and if you listen to this record, it's fucking ripping riffs like tight. That, Freeways, Halas, also Tanith, listen to their record, listen to the new Dark Throne record, don't listen to fucking Ozzy Osbourne because it's tired old shit. Don't wait for Guns N' Roses, you'll wait your whole fucking life for that shit. Get some new stuff down your neck, motherfuckers.
Right. Okay. Right. I'm gonna go up next because I'm on the next one round. So I'm looking forward to, and currently still playing. Dream Troll have a new record.
So that is a shout.
So I've seen Matt's been posting stuff about like he's writing some new songs to do a new record after the whole quarantine thing lifts.
Excited for that.
Dream Troll's Second to None album is amazing.
It really is.
I'm playing that a lot still. Like Steel Winged Warrior and all those kind of, they're just great songs. It's like, it's super melodic, but it's also heavy and got great solos and great riffs, and it just sounds good.
It's like a Dragon Forcey kind of thing. I always feel with them.
That's the thing. I
in a good way though.
It's not as.
I heard never play live.
It's not as widdly.
Not as widdly, and it's more riffy, and I prefer that because I even
it's more song based.
I get fed up with like the power metal constant shredding stuff. It's not really my thing. But Dream Troll,
you said before, Steve College guitar, isn't it?
Yeah, there is a bit of that. I like, but Dream Troll don't do that. There is widdliness, but there's
it's melodic.
Major hooks.
Yeah, they're really catchy. So yeah, and obviously Haunt are going to have a new album coming out, I'm assuming.
Every week.
I'm fairly sure Trevor was saying that he's got another one ready to drop at some point.
God, I have 5 by now.
And the Beastmaker, there's another record coming from them as well. So yeah, that's my stuff. So Richie,
on the subject of Haunt there, I was talking about them with my dad the other day. I was on the phone to my dad, who's a massive fan of Sammy Hagar, and of course Trevor's dad, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Anyways, new bands. I'm relatively switched off at the minute, so I just reached for the record, CD, and tape collection. This one's pretty good. That's all right.
That's a really good record. And the guy that did it is a fucking handsome motherfucker as well. He's really good looking, not fat at all in any way. And
he has got gorgeous brown eyes as well, and I just fall in love every time I look at them. You know,
he should probably grow his beard back in because he's looking quite potato-esque right now. Apart from that, a good cunt.
And like 10 minutes ago, you were talking about nepotism of us plugging our records.
I never plugged that. You fucking did that.
And now you're trying to take money out of our pocket by plugging your own shit on the fucking thing.
You plugged it, not me.
I thought, Stu, you've got the 60s thing going. What happened with that? Yeah, you were using some fuzz pedals.
Oh yeah. In fact, I need to give you that one back. Yeah, I'm still working on some stuff, you know, and I've got a synthy thing happening as well. What is that? I can't see what you're showing us.
I'm absolutely not plugging my own shit.
What is that?
Can you see it?
Satanic Panic.
Is that one of your new tapes?
Yeah, I'm just while you guys are talking, I'm just going to try and sell some shit.
We can't see it because it's blurred.
It doesn't matter.
You have to hold it.
Dream of Solitude Records. Check them out on social media and buy some new stuff.
Richie, I need to fucking pay you for this shit. Fucking own shit.
I get a 0.1% cut.
You should
and I'll plug that.
The funny thing is, I'm in sales for a living. That's hilarious.
An album I would like to plug here, lads. This is
Radio Clash.
Look, I don't care what people say about these guys. I think they're absolutely brilliant. And this is a banging record. And it's Assomville.
Which record is that, Richie? Is that the latest one?
World Shaker, the latest one, released just over a year ago, I think. It's just 100% whack it out from start to finish. Take no prisoners, take no shite, and it's enjoyable from start to finish. The track's a true believer.
Another one that's come in. another album that's coming out by a band we've played with before is Bullets and Octane, and we know we played with the bass player Zach as well. That's coming out soon, or if it's already, is it Riot Rock and Roll or something?
Yeah, they did Kickstarter, so it's.
Because I like their last album, the song off it. I've listened to it a million times, but fuck, it's went out of my head. I need to go through. You know, when you're trying to think of a song, you need to go through it till you get to the chorus. Oh fuck, what was it called? It's the name of the. I'm sure it's the name of the album as well. The last one that they did.
Motherfucker.
Well, that's no that song. It was the other.
A bit older, that one.
I love that song. They always do that one at the start of the set. That's the oi 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 one.
No, it was the other one. It's like oi 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 oi. It's waking up dead. That's it. That was a fucking amazing. So I still listen to that song now. I think that's a fucking brilliant song. Like, I love that song. Like, I've got it in my Spotify playlist, and I put it on, and it sounds amazing. The hook is brilliant, and I like how it sort of moves as well, because it doesn't go straight into the sort of chorus straight away. It sort of turns around a wee bit first, and then it goes into that voices in my head, waking up dead. It flows. It's a pop song.
Rock tune.
Pop song. It is a fucking tune.
No, auto-tune. It's what we used to use on you fucker. Giving us that fucking example.
The tyrant.
But yeah, so Bullets and Octane, their new album's coming out soon. Riot Rock and Roll. So
I heard Melt It Down had no auto-tune on it for vocals. Nothing at all.
No, I'm only joking.
I was amazing every time. Fair enough, it wasn't always on the first take, but I was amazing at some point.
Of course, we have to put the plug in here for the new Tantrum album, which will be coming once we get out of quarantine, because it's pretty much written. You know, really, there's enough tunes there to do it. So once we get into the studio,
we just need to get back in and practice it. So
did you say what's it called?
We don't know yet. We don't know what it's called yet.
Still to be decided, but it's coming. I think this is probably a good enough place to stop. We're like an hour 45 in, so.
Is that? I think it's been longer than that, isn't it?
I've got the timer here with the clock recording.
Yeah, we have been on longer, but we were fucking about at the beginning.
Yeah, of course.
Right, Stu, do you want to wrap it up for us tonight?
Yeah, I think, that's pretty much it. We will do this again, so we will try and make this kind of episodic. And
weekly, let's do it weekly.
Yeah, if we can get once a week, that would be...
I think I need it weekly, because we're all stuck in the fucking house here. We cannot... We need to socialise, you know?
I've had an idea. Why don't we wrap up the podcast here, okay?
Richie, you never done that properly there. You've got to go, I have an idea.
I don't know what he's talking about either, Richie. Just keep talking.
Me neither. And with that, I think I'm just going to...
Come on, you always pause when you say you have an idea. And we're waiting to hear
my idea is, okay, as Stu suggested, the podcast has ran along for long enough. We'll wrap it up here. We'll just stop the recording, and for those who don't have to go to bed and are up for a drink, etc., we'll just keep on with the banter. We can just talk shite and not have to worry about what we say.
Right, well, this is a good enough place to stop. So thank you for anybody who's watched and is watching.
Or is going to watch, because it's not live yet.
Can I shout out to my auntie?
No, you can't do. No, you can't do any shout outs. Absolutely no shout outs. No, that's not allowed.
If we'll have to do the obligatory plug. If anybody wants to buy any shit, you can go to Tantrum Scotland Bandcamp and buy albums and merchandise and shit. We're kind of waiting to. There's been a few orders come in.
Yeah, they're in the room, which we can't access.
Yeah, so once we can get the stuff shipped out, we'll do it in a big job lot. If you've ordered stuff, it is coming. Don't worry, we've not forgotten about you.
And thank you for ordering it too.
Yeah, and cheers. Because
the thing is, though, if you order something, you can still get a digital download from, not a t-shirt, obviously, but if you download or order the album, you'll get a digital download. If you get a vinyl or a CD, you will get a digital download as well. So.
Is that Bandcamp?
Yeah. Anything you buy on Bandcamp, you'll get a digital download.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
So if you order anything, you will album-wise, you will get a digital download, and we will ship you the stuff as soon as it's humanly possible. Thank you for your patience, and I think that's probably the best place to stop it there.
That's us. Peace out.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, and thank you, and we will see you again. Yeah. Cheers. Later.